Yo! What up? Happy Sunday!
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the watch party on the Hit List Network. I'm your boy, Az the Kiwi.
And I'm your girl, Lydia.
And I'm Brian St. John.
And I'm your girl, Lorena L. Bell. What's up?
All right.
You look really cute tonight.
Who does?
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
You do.
Oh,
You do.
yeah.
Thank you.
And Lorena, I like that lip.
Love the lipstick.
Oh, yeah, you
Love
did
the
good.
lip.
Good lip tonight.
Thank you.
Good lip. I'm still in the Happy New Year vibe. So Happy New Year to you guys.
Sure.
You know, I take it all the way to the end of the line.
That's right.
Happy inauguration end of the week.
All of the above.
Right.
All of the above. Let's get into the political aspect of the show. Go, Lorena.
So last week we had our historic inauguration, bringing in mostly virtually, bringing in our new president and new administration, President Joe Biden, and our first Asian American, African American, aka HBCU woman, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. Come on with it. It was just amazing.
It was
Oh,
great. It was actually good to get back to normalcy. It was a great inauguration. Everybody looked wonderful. Amanda Gorman, young 22-year-old poet. She just delivered such an amazing poem at the inauguration, and actually her book sales of the poems that she has shot up to #1, and they're not even released yet.
Wow.
And she's topped Barack Obama. She's topped all right, whatever his name is, his book, like a whole bunch of people's books that are on the New York Times bestsellers. She's already surpassed them. But it was great, and it was the most amazing fireworks I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really? That didn't really capture me.
Oh no, those fireworks are the best fireworks I've ever seen.
It was amazing. I was watching MSNBC and Rachel Maddow was like, and now they've used up all of the fire.
I see. Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I could hear the booms in Maryland. It was crazy. Like it was.
I think I heard them too.
You probably did.
I did.
I just hope they did use up all the fireworks. I don't want to hear not near firework on my block.
You're gonna hear them. You're gonna hear them. You're definitely gonna hear them.
It was really, you know what? And everybody has said this, watching it, you literally felt like weight lifted off of you.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so much lighter. And you, once again, you have this like, oh, there's a light at the end. You're not in this dark, cruddy tunnel of lies anymore. And, we have people who speak coherently. Mm-hmm. People who make sense, who you understand when they're speaking. Mm-hmm. I mean, and this administration looks like what America looks like. That's the part that I like most, that it is diverse because it can come from anyone. You understand what I'm saying? Not just one group of people. That's what I love about it. So I think everybody just kind of walked away with, oh my gosh, I have hope. This is happy. I feel happy. It was good. It was a good feeling.
I also think moving forward, they should do, instead of those stupid dances that they do when they go to like 20 dances at night, the president and the first lady after the inauguration, they really should keep this virtual thing. This virtual thing was good. The virtual concert, that was dope.
The virtual DNC, the virtual inauguration. I felt like with the inauguration.
The DNC know what they do. Yeah.
But I feel like with the inauguration, it really kind of zeroed in on what the purpose of it was, right? Bringing in a new administration, like not worrying about hearing all the people screaming and clapping for a long time. It was so nice to see it that way. And the focus was on the president of the United States and the vice president. And I absolutely loved it. I hope I hope they keep some elements of the DNC where we went from state to state, and this inauguration moving forward whenever we do get to a sense of normalcy.
Gotcha. Well, all right.
Oh, one more thing. I just want to say shout out to Michelle Obama, who just slayed that look. She was on fire. That's all I want to say. Love me some Michelle Obama. And I don't know. We lost Lydia.
As we wait for Lydia to come back, let's get into the first show tonight, which would be WandaVision. Roll a clip.
He didn't say. He said there was.
Maybe not. Maybe no clip.
There was American Skin, and there was Salt and Pepper.
Okay, all right.
Would you like to do your own clip for WandaVision?
Okay. This is the WandaVision clip right here.
I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read the synopsis for episode 3. So episode 3, now in color. Now in color. Let me skip. Now in color is the 3rd episode of the American television miniseries WandaVision, based on the Marvel comic characters Wanda and Vision. It follows the couple as they try to conceal their powers while living in an idyllic 1970s suburban life in the town of Westview.
Nice. Before we get straight into it, Lydia, can you give me a profile? I just want to see how that bun. Look at do the damn thing. Okay. I had to get a good view all the way around. All right. WandaVision. Oh my God. I'm sitting in vacation last week, watching you guys recap the show the next day because I had to wait until I got Wi-Fi. And I'm sitting there like, they don't know. They don't know what's happening. They don't understand. They don't like it. They're confused.
No, we liked it.
No.
I mean,
I don't remember anybody saying we didn't like it.
Okay, it's the wrong words. Forgive me. I apologize. Okay. So I'm like, okay. I love this damn show. I can watch a period piece just alone on each of the decades, each of the eras, because I was such a fan of I Love Lucy, of Bewitched, and especially the Dick Van Dyke Show. I love Dick Van Dyke. That's when I first fell in love with Mary Tyler Moore. And so what they did, the way they captured each decade, even leading into this decade, I think is brilliant. And I feel like for me, what I got a sense of last week, it wasn't fast enough, or the pace wasn't fast enough for you guys. For me, I really appreciated this slow down pace so we can get into the world of Wanda and what's going on in her mind. And then they're going to take us on a ride. So I know the ride is coming. So for me, I'm like, okay,
fast enough.
I know it's coming. And I think once the twins got born, we're going to see them age a little bit. And I think this week is number 4. Maybe by 5, I think we'll be full-fledged in.
This episode had some really interesting surprises for me, and it actually, I mean, I liked the first 2, but it was a different take on the whole Marvel franchise. So it's taken a minute for me to kind of get my feet wet and understand what was going on. But I actually really liked this episode because I feel like they sprinkled. There was a little bit of popcorning in the 2nd episode where we saw the helicopter and the strange man. Now we're learning a little bit more about Geraldine, and we see, and I know we're going to talk about it, but we see what happens, and there's little glitches that we're catching in Wanda's whole, universe. So I really, really enjoyed this episode in particular, especially as we got past the midpoint of the episode, and there was a lot of crazy stuff happening.
Yeah.
Look, WandaVision is a struggle for me. I'll be falling asleep on this show. It's too slow. I'm waiting for some action. I get the premise. I get what they're doing. I appreciate the period pieces and everything. I need something more. I'm sorry. I don't dislike it, but I'm just indifferent to it. I could watch it. I could not watch it. I wouldn't care.
Lydia?
I mean, no, I could totally, no, I totally understand that. You know what I mean? For me, I just love, as I said last week, I love the quirkiness of it. I just do. It makes me laugh. I think it's hilarious. I love how Wanda and Vision like interact with each other. I love how they talk. Like, it's just funny to me. I think it's so funny. And I really like how they have Geraldine, and she's just, her character's like, hey, just like she's oblivious, but she's not. And so, you know, it intrigued me, like, okay, Geraldine, let me read up a little bit more on Geraldine and what she's about, and to read, you know, where she comes from and how they weaved her into this storyline. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love that they're bringing in.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I love how they're bringing in pieces of Captain Marvel and that whole thing into, you know, WandaVision with Geraldine, aka Monica Rambeau, right? Rambeau.
It's a French.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love how they bring,
Rumbo.
like Saint John. Saint John.
I like how they're weaving that into WandaVision. And I'm waiting, like I can't wait until it starts to all be revealed. So I'm having fun with it. I'm like, I'm
having so much fun.
Open, whatever, do what y'all want, because I'm ready for it. It's so much.
This episode was reminiscent of was it a 1964 episode of Twilight Zone where it's called It's a Good Life, where there was a little boy who had the power to create anything, and he was controlling the town, and the whole town folk were just doing everything that he said. And so right. And so I love the quirkiness of the episode, but then it gets serious, and then it turns on you if you ask too many questions, or if you poke Wanda a little bit. She either will rewind it or get serious. And, you know, and so that's the part that I'm like, I love it.
But you know what? There's also you're starting to see the little cracks in Wanda's world, right? Because the neighbor is cutting the cement barrier between his property and Wanda and Vision's property, and Vision is like, what are you doing? Like, Vision is like, there's something wrong here. Like, and so when he starts to tell Wanda that, she's like, no, we're not going there. There's nothing wrong here. So she rewinds it, but you're starting to see, and then you saw Vision come outside, and then the other neighbor, I forget her name, but she was talking to the black guy, and they're like, well, where's Geraldine? Agatha. Like, where's Geraldine? It's like, she's in the house by herself with Wanda, and the black guy started to say something.
Yeah.
And then Agatha's like, no. And, you know, so there's cracks that are starting to form in this world that Wanda has created.
Well, just to give you guys a little background, it's Wanda, I guess, came to this town, and people already live there. So everybody, all the characters that you see in the town are residents of that town, and she's mind controlling those people. And so they're sort of hostage, so to speak. And then I guess the agents have been able to infiltrate, which would be Monica Rambeau, aka Geraldine, and the beekeeper who you saw from the other episode was able to get in. What we found at the end of this episode is when she expelled Geraldine, aka Monica Rambeau, she retained her look, which is very important, because that means that because Wanda created that look when she went in.
Right.
And so what that means is what Wanda creates still exists in the real world. Right? Because she didn't, her clothes didn't change, her makeup, her hair didn't change. And so what that may mean is that when these babies, the babies that came about, will be able to exist outside
of that.
And Vision may be able to exist outside.
Right. That's the part that I'm starting to understand more. This is all like in her mind that she's creating, but we know her powers, like what she thinks she can create.
Right.
Like, so, and you made a good point, Lorena, like there's cracks in what's happening. So it's almost like the reality is trying to poke itself in, and she's like, nope, I don't want to hear it. No,
Yep.
Which is why they were outside, Agatha and the neighbor, and and Geraldine was the one, because now Geraldine is the one that's in the house. Hey, Wanda, how you doing? They're getting closer when Agatha was kind of, the one that was closer to her as well. So it's like these little cracks are happening or whatever. It's real interesting.
I have a question though. So if Geraldine, Geraldine infiltrated, but my assumption is with the infiltration, is she being mind controlled by Wanda? Because it seems like she is.
Everyone is being mind controlled.
But then part of her present reality comes back and she says, "Oh, Petro was killed by Ultron."
Right. That's part of the crack that you just mentioned.
Okay, got it.
That's
okay.
Crack. And so, oh damn! I was gonna make a point right before you said that. Agatha Harkness. She may not be being mind controlled. It's still a debate in the blogosphere that she is one of the ones to help create this world with her. And so she obviously knows more about
Agatha's the neighbor.
That's the neighbor.
I agree with you, because her character out of all the other characters seems to be more involved and seems to know a lot more than everybody else. So I could agree with you with that. Yeah.
In the comic books, it's the devil, aka Mephisto, Agatha, that all together made this reality.
Gotcha.
So there's been Easter eggs with the devil with 666. I think it was 666 was on the toaster. There's been little Easter eggs of the devil, or aka Mephisto, but they haven't introduced him yet. And so as we go along, we're going to get more and more stuff to reveal itself. But I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I like it too.
No need to go on and on and on.
I'm interested to see how it further unfolds, because we left it with Geraldine out in the field and all the agents coming to her, and then we see the whole other place where the rest of the folks are. So I'm excited to see how it develops. It's getting juicy.
And I'm here for the ride. I just didn't buy a first class ticket.
Right. So also, okay. So that's what's your rank, real quick?
My rank of this week, I'll give it a 3.
Okay. Lit.
4.
L.
4.
Okay, I give it 4.5. But what we're seeing on the show is what the outside world is seeing, just so you all know. So they're watching what's happening within the dome as a TV show. That's how they're monitoring what's going on inside.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay. All right. So that's WandaVision episode today.